Okay, this is how it goes in Jason style. We ready? Go on, Jason, you lead it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go on, Jimmy. You'll love it, dear. You have it. What do you mean, David? No.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can make that last, Maisie, as we welcome to the stage, fresh on the energy of a Jaeger bomb, the second roaster tonight is Miss Jason!
Oh, darling. As she swallowed. Swallow, dear. Swallow. Do you the world a fucking good, darling. It really will. Boys and girls, I can't tell you how excited you can tell just by looking at me. How excited I am to be here tonight at Maisie Trollette's Comedy Row. It's the second one I've done here. The first one was Lola's. It was far easier to be nasty to Lola. It was a difficult evening because every time we turned her on the spit, she grabbed a roast potato as she passed. But I am here tonight. And I am going to have to say nasty things about you, darling, which will hurt me. It will hurt me, but that's what they want me to do, darling. But the one thing I can say is it won't hurt me any more than it hurts you, darling. But before I do, I'm here with an esteemed panel. I think you'd agree, boys and girls. Hosted very, very well by the one and only We're very... No, sit down, darling. No need to curse it. I love her. Lavoir, I want to say something to you, darling. I don't care about what the rest of the drag acts say on the circuit about you. No. Because I think you're lovely. I think you're lovely. All this egotistical, self-obsessed... No! Honestly, it never crossed my mind. And boys and girls, I can prove that to you. I can prove that to you. Anybody who goes on a national talent contest, televised, and loses twice to a dog and doesn't cancel, their standing order to the RSPCA. It's my sort of queen. Absolutely, darling. God bless her. And of course, Miss Lynn, oh, we work for the same pantomime company. Not that I'm bitter. She's going to Manchester and I'm going to Aylesbury. Manchester and Aylesbury, but I'm looking forward to it. But of course, in Manchester she is working with Torval and Dean. It is Cinderella on ice. Yes. And it's an 8-week run, and they said we have to have Miss Lynn there because it's the only way to keep her alive is on ice. So, you've kicked a drink over there, darling, and I think it might have been mine. She wet herself. But no. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as Maisie Trollette and Jimmy Trollette have made history in their lives, so has the wonderful Dave Lynn, please. Yes. Dave Lynn is the only person in the world whose liver has put in for its own transplant. It's absolutely... Jimmy, dear Jimmy. Yes, you do it, darling. I've seen you cleaning the brewers. I never expected to see you do it here, darling. Jimmy, my darling, I don't know enough about you to be horrible. Yes. So what I'm going to do, darling, is I am going to give you a little bit. I just want you to enjoy this evening, darling. And at this comedy roasting, it's very difficult to be nasty to people that you like. And I don't know enough about you to be nasty. So I just want you to enjoy the evening. I want you to enjoy the evening and let yourself go and tell everyone what a cunt she was to work for all those years ago. Just let it all come out, dear. Let it all come out. Don't hold yourself back. Now, Maisie, darling, why are you moving? We are very lucky that Maisie's here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, because she had a very important appointment earlier and overrun, which is why we were late starting. She's been at the British Museum being carbon dated. Carbon dated for prosperity. Carbon dated. But do you remember, dear, the very first time we met? Now, we met about 17 years ago, and I was, yes, I know you think I'm only 18 or 19, it's clever lighting. But we met about 17, maybe 18 years ago in a place called the Oriental in Brighton. Yes, and it's now closed down. As Dave said, it was one of the places he did the last show in. And it's now closed down, and it's a homeless hostel, which is camp really, because there were more homeless people in it when we did it as the Oriental. And she came up the stairs, because the stage was sort of where you are. The bar was behind us, and the stairs come up there, and she came. I'd never seen you before, And you came up the stairs quite like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Well, perhaps more like the Queen Mother sat too close to the fire. But she came up those stairs, you did, darling, and you looked beautiful. And I'd never seen her drag up before. Is that mine? I don't think it is, but I'll fucking have it anyway. Would you look after that? Oh, it's Dave's, is it? You got two. But then you came up those steps, and you looked at me, and boys and girls, I was a bigger girl in those days. Yes, yes, I too used to wear stretch. And as she came up those steps, she looked at me, and she said, whatever you do, dear, don't fall off that stool, or we'll all go through the Richter scale. Now, that was the beginning of a very beautiful relationship, wasn't it? The many, many things that happened to us. There was a time when we went to La Rochelle in the south of France, which I called La Rachel, which really pissed her off. And Maisie, fuck knows how you were friends with this guy then, but Maisie was friends with a guy that was a Queen's Counsel. And we had to go over to there to do it. Was it his birthday party? Anniversary. Anyway, they got this great big chateau, darling. Fuck it was like a film set. I can't believe it. I walked there, I thought, oh my God, I'm famous. Honestly, it was so wonderful, wasn't it? So we get there. But we had to fly from Stansted Airport. We had to fly from Stansted. Did you just call me a cunt, dear? That wasn't very nice. So I've got, in those days, I used to put my wig in a box to try and keep it the right shape. Now I've just fucking given up, a bit like you, Beryl. And it was in the box. And it went through the security check-in. And the security man, he called me over and he said, could I ask you, what is in that box? I said, well, actually, it's a wig. It's a wig, and we are flying out to La Rachel to this transvestite, transgender, fucking everything conference, and I'm going there as one of the speakers, and he kind of looked me up and down, because I do look, it's true to say, I look quite butch up to the time. And I've gone top as well on the new tablets. I don't know why you found that funny. I was just throwing a bit of information at them. I have! Yes, top, dear. He should say, did she say top? Yes. I fuck men now, darling, yes. Take your wig off, I might even do you, dear. Anyway, as I said, yes, we're going to this transsexual, transvestite conference in La Rachel. And I said, but if you look at that man there, just coming through the scanner, and of course it was her. And I said, you see him, he is going to be the oldest sex change in Europe. So the bloke, this is true, absolutely, the bloke said, really? Yes, absolutely, definitely. So as she walks through the scanner, this man gets her hand and says, "Congratulations, sir. I think you're very brave." And without any hesitation, she said, "Well, thank you very much." Well, when she found out, she didn't fucking talk to me. She didn't talk to me for nearly 3 days. But I remember another story. I'll do the tooth before I do the tsunami, darling. Well, what do you... No, I'll ask you first. What would you like first? The tooth or the tsunami? You're sick. All of you are sick. Honestly, you are. I can't believe it. Okay, the tsunami, but remind me of the tooth, because I'm pissed. So restaurant in Brighton, and unfortunately, this poor lady's family were affected by the tsunami. And it was a fun restaurant. Don't laugh, it's a bit serious. They were affected by the tsunami, so we were doing a fundraiser, and I was at the height of my career, and called... calling bingo in Bournemouth on a Sunday afternoon. I fucking lied, dude. And I was doing bingo first, and I had to join you at Casalingos, the restaurant in Brighton. I do hope they're not in, because it will upset them again. And I said to her, well, you start it off, I'll arrive, I'll do a bit, then we do a bit together at the end, and then we'll collect the money. Fabulous, fabulous, sister. Yes, lovely, that's what we do. So I did say to her, whatever you do, though, darling, don't mention the tsunami. Do not mention the tsunami. No, I promise I won't mention it. I said, could we just say, you all know why you're here. Put a bit of money in the bucket, you know, because the woman's lost her fucking family. So I get there, because she's had a couple of brandies, which you don't drink so much now. But she'd had a fucking skinful. I know. Honestly, to keep herself young, she used to bath in it. Honestly. No. But anyway, I arrive and she's pissed out of her head, so I think, okay, I'll go on, I'll sing a couple of numbers. So I said, you're right, sister, yes, go on, enter that. So I sing a couple of numbers. At the end of the evening, as we'd arranged, she can't talk. So I say, I believe that was mine. If you, in the Hawaiian shirt, could run, darling, to them. Well, that's nearly running. I like that attempt. That's good. I'll have a Jaeger bomb. Is that right? So she. No, yes. Can Miss Lynn have one? So all of them. Give them all a Jaeger bomb. Anyway, so she's pissed out of her head. I arrive. I think, fuck me, I'm going to have to go on. So I do my set. She stood there. So I then, at the end, we did our song together, whatever it was. I think it was Riding Along on the Crest of a Wave, which... wasn't the best of choice. We're riding along on the crest of the wave and the sun is in the sky. 2, 3, 4. Don't even fucking bother counting it. All of our eyes on the distant horizon, the sun is passing by. I thought that film was lovely. Anyway, so we're there, she's pissed. And then I say, darling, let's just close the... No, we can't close the show. Now I'm going to pretend that the woman is behind the bar there, so I've turned the room around. There. See that woman? No, I'm acting, darling. Thank you. See that woman there? See that woman there? Now this is the woman that's lost her family. See that woman there? She lost all her family. She lost her family in the tiramisu. ideas is in an Italian restaurant. All of them! Didn't you? Didn't you? Didn't you? A brother, the wife, the niece, the nephew, all washed away, and that terrible fight, do you fucking remember it? Anyway, all washed away in that time. The poor woman, she ran down the stairs, because we promised not to mention it. She locked herself in the fucking wine cupboard downstairs. She was howling, and then you sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And honestly, true, my darling. There is not a word of lies coming out of my mouth. Maisie Trollette, what a lovely queen. Let me put you fucking straight. Look at her now. Not one thing wrong with her. Last week. Oh, sister, I've got such a bad back and there's no one to put DPs on my lower spine. And my hands can't go round. Now, old people desire attention. Right, so, David, I'll come round, but I'm up at the Two Brewers. I've got to go up there to wank Jimmy Smith. I've just opened my diary for 2016, and I want to get there before Le Vauxhall licks his bum out. The last act to work with a wig that colour was Lady James. Watch yourself. Anyway. Sister, I'm in such pain. So I'll go round, okay? Now, she says, I will come round. So, okay, I'll leave the door open. All of a sudden, this bad back can get off of the bed and open the door. So, I've never rubbed Jimmy's back. I'm considering it, dear. With extra virgin olive oil. Well, I was till you looked at me like that, didn't you? You have the slight look of Pam Ayres, I have to be honest. I know you're Polish, darling, but Google Pam Ayres. And may I say, I love your commitment to work. We don't even need the place clean for another 5 hours, but good day. Oh. Darling, if you're going to wave a fist at me, come here. Don't wave it from over there. So, I'll leave the front door open. I arrive at your luxury apartment. It's a basement flat, actually, in Kent Town. And there is a water feature, not in the garden, it just drips through the flat. And the door was open, and it was slightly like a grinder shack, but and I walk in, and she's laid there on the bed like this, with her bum half exposed by her knickers. Which, if you'd have been upstairs, Chris Jepson, you saw that. The elastic's gone. She doesn't mean to expose herself. But the elastic's gone. And this is a throwback from the war because people Maisie's age boil their knickers. No, it is true. Do you remember your nannies or your great-nannies boiling their knickers on the stove? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, she puts spaghetti with them and says it's an Italian meal. But she's late there. Now, she lives in a garden flat. The fucking windows are where those lights are. I've got deep heat all over my hand. I said to her, Maisie dear, if your neighbours look in, they're going to think I'm fisting you. And it was a... So anyway, so what was the last story? What was the one I didn't... The tooth. Thank you very much. Now, she is very, very vain. Can you give me a full smile? Yeah, I know, that one. Well, don't get it out now, because I upset me before. But let me point to it. No, she's going to bite me. Jimmy, put your finger in your mouth. Her mouth. You. Anyway, that one is false. And I'm very scared of false teeth, boys and girls. And 14 years ago, never mind these fucking Johnny-come-latelys, I was laid in the bed, in this It was a prefab you had made at the back, wasn't it? A prefab, like a caravan with no wheels at the back. And it was a garden shed, yeah. And I'm laid there, and she comes in and she says, "Oh, darling, I brought you a cup of coffee," because I used to drink coffee in the morning those days. Now I just take a little bump of ketamine and it gets me through the day. But coffee in those days was very good. And she came out to me and said, "Here's your coffee," and she passed me this mug of coffee. And as I drank it and drank it and drank it, all of a sudden I felt something hitting my upper lip. And I looked in, and it was her fucking false tooth. So I was so scared. Now, Lola, we were all in this show together. Lola only ever did one Brian Ralph production, and she upset Brian and was never allowed to be back again. But now Brian's dead, she's allowed back in. It's funny, isn't it? So Lola said to me, Miss Jason, Maisie is going to throw her one false tooth at you halfway through your love number. Now, you were playing Dick and his big dick or something, weren't you? And because what Dave said about Maisie's penis is quite true, darling. It's fucking huge, darling. It's bigger than her career, and she's been working for 83 fucking years, darling. Fucking huge it is, dear, huge. And in fact, you used to be a trapeze act together, didn't you? Yeah. So, I'm going to wind it up quick. Lola said, Maisie in the last number is going to put her false tooth in your hand. Now, I was playing the young, impressionable virgin Harris. And Maisie was playing Dick and his big dick. So we had to sing this very, very cutting edge, very modern song from a musical called The Boyfriend. I could be happy with you, wackadoo it. Anyway, never mind. So the dance went like that, you see. Now the false tooth is this side. So all of a sudden I'm aware Maisie is the wrong side of the stage. She's the wrong side of the I could be. And Lola has told me that Maisie is going to have this false tooth in her hand. And she's going to put it in my hand to freak me out halfway through. So we're going, I could be happy. I go to drag her, catch her hand, and I move it away. She is so rigid because she's so vain about this false tooth. She won't look at the audience. They thought she'd had a stroke. They thought she'd had a fucking stroke. Honestly, eventually, and I could be happy with you, which is the last one. Then she put this false tooth in my hand, and with all my strength and ferocity, and I don't even know what that means, with all my strength and ferocity, I flung this false tooth. It took 3 days for the fucking ushers to find it, but we enjoyed it, darling. Now I will say before I finish, because I find it difficult to be nasty to you because you've been a lovely person to me. You have. She's difficult. She's temperamental. She's nasty. She's sarcastic. She can be evil. But the other thing, my darling, you have been to me is my biggest inspiration and one of my dearest. And I thank you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jason!